So my name is Rose Guadian, and today we are going to be in a second grade English class, and we will be reading this book. But instead of reading it from the front, we are going to start at the back. So the strategy is called Backwards Book Walk, and it's helpful because we get to read the ending and the conclusion first and get like the overall meaning of the book, and then we're going to continue from the back once we've read the conclusion to the front, from back to front. We're going to look at any pictures they have in the book, any headers, and any key vocabulary that we may need to know for the book or that we may not know. Then at the end, once we've gone through the entire book, we are going to try and guess the title of the book, which hopefully you haven't seen, based on what we've learned. So we're going to start the book from the back. So it says, by the time Angel reached the square with Lobo, Chino, and Rabito, it was noon on Sunday, and he saw that the whole town was celebrating a fiesta. His family greeted him with tremendous joy, but they weren't only having a fiesta because Angel and his 3 dogs had come home. At dawn, the town church bell had mysteriously reappeared, and almost nobody knew how. So it looks like they got their bell back. So right here we see some families, the boy, and I guess the church, and here's the bell, and here are the little 3 dogs. So then we see this picture. It looks like there's a boy. There are the 3 dogs again, and it looks like this may be a kite or something. There's the sun. Over here we have another picture of the bell. It says, Angel took the kite lovingly. So I guess the boy in the picture is Angel, and it looks like he has a kite of some kind. Alright, so here we see the boy again, Angel, and he's laying down. You see his kite up here, and we see the 3 dogs. There's also a word here, and it's called descend. So does anybody know what that word means? Alright, yeah, so it means to like go down or go into. So right here this says, the shining kite began to descend majestically. So it was coming down. So it was up in the sky and it came down. And then we see another picture, and again it's Angel with his 3 little dogs. And so there's another word here, and it says exhaustion. So exhaustion is when you're tired. So somebody says, I'm exhausted. It means, wow, I'm tired. I'm really tired. So it says, not the cold or the darkness or the exhaustion of, or the loneliness of the high hills. So it looks like Angel was exhausted, and that's why we see him laying down. Alright, and then we have another picture, and it looks like Angel's on a mountain maybe, or on a hill with his 3 dogs again. Again, we just see the 3 dogs. And then we have another picture again. This time he's standing on the mountain. Before he was just sitting on there, and we see some other people maybe looking at him, wondering what he's doing. We see more dogs, maybe some kites. And then, okay, so we have another picture, and it looks like it's a little town. You see the railroad, maybe these people. I'm guessing this is Angel, and he looks like he's looking up at the sky, so it looks like that's his kite. So I'm guessing maybe it flew away, right? And so we have another word over here, and it says plunged. So when it says plunge, it means like it went into really fast, or went down into. So it says but the older ones crossed the tracks and plunged deep inside the farmer's field. So it went in really fast, or went down into the farmer's field, I'm guessing. Alright, so we have another picture right here, and it looks like some kids maybe playing, riding their bikes, And Angel is playing with his kite again. Alright, so there's another picture. Here's Angel with his kite again. And maybe he's showing the little kids, oh, look at my kite. And then, so here's Angel again, and I'm guessing this is his kite, maybe? Maybe it's like a big version of his kite. So maybe what his kite looks like, or it's him making his kite. And then, oh, so there's Angel again, and he looks like he has a lot of kites. That's a lot of kites. So he doesn't just have one, he has many of them. And then, oh, there's Angel again with his kites. I guess he's making them. He's still making his kites. He's still building them. Alright, and here's Angel again. And again, it looks like he's playing with some other kids. Looks like maybe all the other kids are playing with kites too. So now a lot of them have kites, not just Angel. And it looks like more pictures of the kites. Right, and then we have, maybe that's Angel or maybe this is Angel. It looks like there's maybe 3, 4 people and they're talking. Oh, and just have the word collector. So the word collector means you collect things. So maybe if you have a lot of things, if there's something you like and you want to get them all, so you collect them. So people collect coins, stuffed animals. Alright, and then we see the town again. So I'm guessing this is what the town looks like. It looks like this is the church we saw at the end, and there's Angel in the church. And that's the end, or the beginning. So can anybody guess what the title is? What might be a title depending on what we learned on the book. Alright, so yeah, it's called Angel's Kite. So we saw the boy Angel, and he had a whole bunch of kites. It looks like he really liked his kite. Or in Spanish, La Estrella de Ángel. So, different modifications that could be made for this lesson would be to look at the vocabulary first instead of while you're going through the book. That way you don't have to like maybe stop and get distracted. So go through the book, find the vocabulary, and teach it to the students first. Another would be to just read the conclusion. If it's like a story like this, maybe read the conclusion and stop and have the students write their own story with that conclusion. So we're going to see a whole bunch of different stories of like that lead to the same conclusion, so it could help them with their writing. And this book would also be helpful for emergent bilinguals because the book is being broken down into different pieces and explained little by little, so it doesn't feel as overwhelming for the bilingual student. They also get to read the conclusion first, so they kind of, I guess, become more interested. I know it's something I did when I was younger a lot. I would read the conclusion first, and then I'd be like, oh, what happened that led to that? You know, now I want to know the rest of the story, because I want to know why that happened, or what this means. It's also helpful for them because we broke down the vocabulary that they didn't know, so instead of going through the book being like, I don't know what that word means, but we're going to keep going, we broke it down, we explained what it was, and so now they're like, oh, okay, I know what that means, or I know what the story is saying. And that way they won't be confused when they're reading it. And it's also helpful to get like maybe a bilingual book. This one is in both languages, so it's the English at top and then the Spanish at the bottom, so we could read both languages for the emergent bilingual, or we can use it to translate. Like maybe they don't know what the word collector meant in English, but we could say like, oh, this is what it means in Spanish. And so that would be helpful to the emergent bilingual. That way they're able to see it in both the language. And that's all. Thank you.